guys doing today? We are back with some more Pirate Galaxy, and this time we are at episode 3 of 3? What? Episode 3 of Class Breakdown. Oh yeah, we are here with the Stun class. The Stunner class is one of the coolest looking classes in the Pirate Galaxy, in my opinion. They may look fragile and they may look like they do not have a lot of armament. However, they have two of the most strongest supporting components in the game. Paralysis. The stun has two different ways of destroying you. One, stun charge. Stun charge is a individual stun that will stun one opponent and keep them paralyzed for a certain amount of time. The stun dome is an AoE stun effect. That means do not stay together, because if the stun ship activates the stun dome, you or your buddies will be stunned at the same time. The stunner can also bring up its cooldown by using the speed actuator. The stunner is a very strong PvPer, and of course one of the most awesome looking ships ever. Once again, you are looking at the SSGX Thundershock from the Soul system, and I think it is one of the coolest looking ship. Now, as you guys can see, I'm in the hangar of a blue planet. If you guys know what that planet is, real quick, let me know in the comments. But we are in a blue galaxy, because you know, Stunner is blue. Yeah, you know, okay, you got the point. Okay, anyways, the Stunner class is very strong for PvPers, because the Stunner class does a lot of work, and they are one of my favorite looking ships as well. Again, they have very good components. Now, most of my stun or shock class do not have an aggro beacon, because I don't play with an aggro beacon, mainly because aggro beacons are practically kind of useless in the lower systems. However, in the higher systems, as in Sirius, that is the only place that an aggro beacon can be useful. Lowers, in my opinion, doesn't really matter at all. Now, the stunner does very well against opponents that can't run away very fast. Mainly, basically anything that doesn't have a protector, or like doesn't hit hard, or just doesn't do a lot of damage at a time. The stunner class can counter every single class except tank. The tank class is the only class that the stunner has a hard time being. The stunner class counters the sniper, it counters the engineer, it counters the storm, it counters the defender class. It is a serious monster at defeating its opponents at short to mid ranges. But that's because it has two very powerful stuns. Now, my shock ship has the wrong stuns. What you mean by that? Well, if you're running the stun that I would like to run, I want a strong stun and then a long dome, because the stun charge actually comes back very fast. So that's the main reason why I want it. But you can't what you have. You can't always you can't always want something and get it, and that's really sucks. But today we're gonna be going over the stun. Now let's go over the armor. Of course, I can't be showing numbers because those are not real. So once again, the stun class has a very decent amount of armor. I'm very surprised about the amount of armor that the stun class have. It is actually pretty good. It can't take a hit very well like a storm class, but it can take hits. Okay, the storm class does do a little bit, can take a little bit more hits, but the shock class does the The differences between the Storm and the Shock class is very, very little. So you'll be taking pretty good hits, especially with this one, because this one is the rare one from Soul, so it can take quite a beating before it goes down. So damage output, the stun class is actually pretty low. The stun class doesn't do a lot of damage. Of course it's higher than the tank, but lower than a Storm. Again, second best to the Storm. It's lower than a Storm, and firepower is not great, but it gets the job done. However, what you can do to compensate with the lack of firepower that the Shock Ship has, you can use a speed actuator and strong blasters, just like I am. Soul Ancient strong blasters will make you hit extremely hard, and that bumps your damage output back up and above the Storm class just by a little bit, just that tiny little bit, but not over like the Storm, because the Storm can hit you with thermal, it can hit you with rockets, it can hit you with a lot of stuff. Okay, so the Shock class can compensate just a little bit with putting on strong blasters. However, if you guys decide to put regular blasters on, the regular blasters will reload like a Gatling gun. It's super fast, and you can shoot your opponents 3-4 times before they even shoot back. The strong blasters, they'll make the same cooldown as a regular blaster, but just a little bit slower. That's the only downside, or a bad part about strong blasters. Everything else for your technology should be decent. I still have the rare speed actuator. I don't have aggro beacon because they're basically useless in my opinion, my personal opinion. I don't like putting on aggro beacons because I feel like it's a waste of money, and it's not really my thing. I don't put down aggro beacons. I rather kill my enemy, right? So, like I said before, the two stuns I rather have is a strong stun charge and a long stun dome. This one I have the totally opposite. However, I will show you the ship that I have it perfectly. Let me show you. The perfectly one is my Gemini Shock Ship, which has the perfect look. Ancient strong stun, ancient long dome. I love this thing. This thing will destroy most Gemini stuff. Okay, like this thing takes no prisoners at all, and it looks cool. Like the Shock ships look very, very cool. They can be traded for a Storm. So they're very cool looking ships if you guys are like the appeal of some of them. Now I do have the Mantis Mizar Shock Ship, but just to show you the Mizar Shock Ship, I will show you it right now because it looks quite decent as well. Yeah, let me show you. Well, if I can find it first. Yeah, the FF Fusion Shock. Look at it. It looks like a nice, spaceship. It looks like a nice ship. It's a good looking ship, but I like it. Now there are a few things about this thing, Terrorizer. This thing does look like a monster. Look at it. It has a headquarters and everything. Like, Shock ships are one of my favorite looking ships, and they do very, very well. So does the Milestone. Look at this thing. This thing is a monster. But yeah, this thing is also, in my opinion, can be pretty deadly. It looks like a freaking lightsaber. Yeah. The only Shock ship that I do not have is the Metanoid ships, and they all look weird. So it's okay. It's okay. They all look weird, so it's fine. Okay. So today we're gonna be going over the Shock class, aka the Stunner class, aka the one that will probably wreck you in PvP, because this thing just does so much. Now, how do you counter a Shock ship? Well, first of all, you have to get the Shock ship before it gets you. Okay, the Shock ship is like an assassin, right? The Shock ship in this game is like the assassin. You go in, shoot, then stun. Very important, because if you shoot somebody, And you know, if you don't shoot somebody, they're not gonna be in combat mode, and you just stun them. If you stun them, they're not in combat mode, they're just stunned. You know, so make sure you shoot them first, then stun. Very, very important. So that you keep them in a battle. So, and then you just proceed with your stuns, and I'll show you the rotation you should have. But there's very, very few classes that can counter a stun. Storm class can beat stuns only with strong rockets. You have to have strong rockets, and you have to have strong thermal blaster. You have to hit your rep immediately before it dies, okay? Before you die, so that you know, you can get your health back. Now, the stunner will probably keep you stunned for most of the battle. And when I mean most of the battle, I mean by like your entire health, probably, until you're one shot away, and you know, you gotta hit that heal button. So the first thing you should do, okay, the first thing you should do as a stunner is to wait for your enemies to pop their rep. Okay, it's very important, because if they can, you know, you can make them pop their rep, then you'll be safe for the rest of the match. So most people, when they get stunned, they hit their rep droid right away, and that's a very big mistake, because if the stunner is using a stun charge, a strong stun charge, it's just there for a few seconds. You'll be out of it very, very soon. It's the long one that you want to rep on, so that you can withstand most of it, because the long stun is going to be the one that determines the stunner wins or lose. However, if you have the strong stun charge, that stun charge is going to come back. Okay, you're going to have 3 stuns before you go down. So if you have the right components, the strong stun is going to be the one that's going to save you, because if you can stun your opponents 3 times in a battle, you probably will win. And I mean probably. Snipers do not have enough armor. Engineers do not have enough armor. Tank class, they counter, like immediate counter. They just have so much armor. They have so much defense. They have aim scrambler. They got shield. They got a lot of stuff that can, you know, mess you up in your shots. Defender class can't do very well. And as you guys can see on the screen right now, I just bought a defender because I needed one to do a video for you guys. So let's go down to the planet, and I just hit my mic. Let's go down to the planet and let's show the potential of the stun. Alrighty guys, we are back, and we are in the orbit of Earth. I have decided to choose Earth because Moon with strong blasters, everybody's gonna live except the really high units. So that's why I've decided to go on Earth. Strong blasters on the shock ship. Let me show you, okay? Let me show you the power of these things. These things are destructive. Now, strong blasters do not reload very fast, so I highly recommend you guys have at least a speed actuator with you, so that you can actually kill things at a decent speed. As you guys can see, without the speed actuator, it just takes 5 years to kill anything. However, we activate our speed actuator, and our blasters will come back significantly faster. Of course, I have to miss, but our blasters are now increasing in the DPM. They are increasing in literally every single aspect of reloading. Not firepower, but we increase our damage output over time by 1,000,000. Now there's these repro grubs here that I'm gonna, you know, one shot, because, you know, I crit and such. But how about I show you what happens when people try to run from the stunner class? Yeah, try to run, please. This one doesn't have an afterburner. It's not fun to catch things without an afterburner, yo. Nope, you don't get to thermal me, sir. Stay there. Stun dome on both of them. Gonna be able to take these 2 out. Alright, yeah, so as you guys can see, strong blasters, they do work. They do a heavy, and they punch really hard. It's just they take quite some time to come back without the speed actuator. Now, if you're using regular blasters, do not use the speed actuator. Use them after your stuns have went off so that you can use your speed actuator to its maximum capacity or maximum usage so that you can bring your stuns back very, very fast indeed. Now, here's a little thing that's different. Stun charge will always come back before stun dome. If the stun charge is a long stun charge, however, the stun charge will come back after the stun dome has came back. So as you guys can see, my stun dome's already back and my stun charge is not. So as you guys can see here. Alright, so you're gonna die? Yep, you're gonna die because you don't run. Like, the shock class does a very well assassinating its opponents with just blasters. Basically, this the stunner, right? It's basically the dagger, right? Its blasters are its only components of offense. And what our assassins use? They use the dagger, which is, you know, the only weapon they usually carry and the shortest weapon they usually carry. But they do devastating, fast, quick attacks that's able to destroy the enemies extremely fast. And that's exactly what the stunners are. So, alright, so let's see. And all you need is 2 shots, okay? 2 shots. Boom. You kill an enemy with 2 shots. That would have probably taken me about 3 shots for regular blasters. Bam. Another one down. Let's take these guys on, yeah? Even if they have a healing turret on them. They still die because of our awesome firepower. And look at that. We crit on that one. We're gonna activate our speed actuator. We're gonna be able to take this guy out efficiently. There's also a turret, so bam! Oh my God, he has quite a bit of armor. So we're gonna be able to do that. Also, the droid is also gonna be an offensive attacker. And look at that. We took down most of the droid. He heals himself, but then we destroy him with another shot. So strong blasters are like heavily powerful, and there's a gold that drop. Probably not the one that I want, but you know. Red field. It's okay. I have the ancient red field, so it doesn't really matter. All these rares, man, they don't really matter to me. Alright, now the signals, okay? These guys do run, so let me show you what happens when you try to run from a stunner. You don't run from stunners. Stunners, they will hit you until you die. Alright, you better get out of here. Oh wait, I still have an afterburner, so this guy stood 0 chance of getting away from me, so freaking missed. Stun, you don't go anywhere. Now, if you choose to have the long stun charge, it is 20 seconds of pure stun, as you guys can see here. Pure 120 seconds awesomeness. Pure stun. Bam. Whee! Yeah, these guys don't do well. Okay, they don't do well. Okay, so hit him once, stun him, so then he doesn't use his orbital strike. And then hopefully my blasters come back. Yup, there you go. Blasters come back before the orbital strike hits. Why? Okay, I thought for a second there he had full HP 2 times. I'm like, what is this? Bam. Very, very easy. The shock class is truly a devastating assassin. Very, very strong at what it does. We're gonna go down here. I'm gonna kill some more enemies. Show you guys what's up with the stunner. Now, the stunner is also one of the fastest traveling ships in the game because of that speed actuator. It can actually go to places and get there relatively fast. So you don't really have to worry that much about it. It is very good in like missions where you have to travel a long time, but you don't really need a lot of firepower. You know, you just gotta get there and, you know, get the people to just follow you and stuff. you know, shouldn't be too hard. And then uh, the shock class does a very good job of supporting other ships. Just like the engineer, the shock class can paralyze one of its enemies and then have the rest of the team go havoc on the enemy that is stunned. Keep in mind that stun is only a limited time, but why do you need limited time when there's 4 or 5 people shooting at you all at once? There is no need for it. You're gonna die very, very fast. You, sir, be quiet. I'm gonna stun that turret. Keep him busy, you know? You gotta keep this man busy. When I shoot this detonator though. Now these detonators do have a lot of armor, so be mindful of them. And they also do detonate on you after a while. I'm gonna take down this stun turret. Yeah, as you guys can see, the damage output is very, very good. Now he tries to stun me there, but it's not gonna work very well because I do have strong blast. Speed actuator with blasters, so everything should be nice and dandy. Nothing should be too hard. All right, not bad at all. Okay, I'm gonna pick up some money here. All right, so let's go to the next area. I like going along, you know, just go along this place. Go along. Now there is one thing that I don't have on here, which is once again, aggro beacon. Stun the custodian commander, but he stuns me before I can take him out, which is a shame, because then he's gonna now get the protector off. It's okay, we take him down with one shot. And we're now. I thought we were not stunned, but that was a really low damage roll, and unfortunately, I did not get the kill fast enough. So it's okay. It's okay. I didn't get the kill fast enough, which is the only bad part about that. But other than that, shock class, or stunner class is very, very cool. I wouldn't recommend you do this as your first ship, okay? Do not recommend you do this. Because shock class this doesn't grind very well. One weapon, yeah, not gonna grind very well, guys. Not at all. Alright, so let's go over here. Let's go over here. Assassins. Now assassins are what the shock ship hates, because assassins have two things that makes it really hard for a shock ship to kill. One, freaking aim scrambler. Oh my god, that thing gets in the way so much. Okay. Oh, why am I yawning? Jesus. I need more water, guys. Alright, let's get out of here. And go over here. Okay, let's get out of this dark place. Let's go outside to a little bit more of a how should I put it? Yeah. Okay, gonna stun the stun turret. He's not gonna stun us because we're going through. We coming out, you know. There's 3 Rocketeers here. Alright, so let's take these guys out. They're a little bit higher. And as you guys can see, we're still doing a lot of damage to these guys. Takes me about 3 shots to kill them. But for regular blasters, hey, who said you can run? Gone. You don't listen to me, you will die. Just like the way you are, you little Rocketeer. Come here. Alright, so if you're doing missions, do not go this way. It's very, very tough. Don't go this way. Okay, Mr. Sniper, come here. See, this is what happens to a sniper class. They get hit by 2 strong blasters and then they die. They die. They die very fast. Sniper class. Unless you can do your orbital strike very well. Orbital strike, sniper blaster, attack charge, and then hit him with the right moment. You dead. Okay, so we got thermal blast. Also, there's a custodian commander there. Don't want to fight him. Low health, not a good choice. But as you can see, 2 shots, everything. 1, 2, 3. Takes about 3 seconds to reload each round, so it's not that bad. I like the shock class because it can do this much damage with just blasters. And there you guys can see some of my blaster shots missing right there because, you know, it's not a a thing for the shock class to be like, I don't know what to do, guys. Help! Help! I can't shoot him. He's invisible. He's invisible. Perfect time to hit that stun dome. Hit up that stun dome, and Pyro's gone. Very nice. We're going to take care of Mr. Other Assassin here. Come on. Him. Oh, you went too far, Mr. Assassin. And look at that. I can't still hit him because of his aim scrambler. That's the only thing that the shock class really struggles with, is hitting its opponents without, like missing 4 or 5 times, because that can be a very annoying thing. So always keep that in mind, guys. Always keep that in mind. Okay, so I will keep going until my energy runs out, which is pretty soon. I'm pretty sure I had full energy before I got here or something like that. So just keep that in mind. So when I ran out of energy, that's when the video ends. Sound fair? I did good enough. Oh, okay. I need to heal. The shock class actually has like just the right amount of armor to where the Raptor can actually heal you. But like at the same damn time, it's just so weak that sometimes you can't heal fast enough. Now the Gemini shock ship is very good because it's like the same, like almost having the same amount of armor as like a Storm, but it's not like the difference between getting hit by a shock than getting hit by in the Storm is a very big difference, because in a Storm you can actually live a strong rocket to the face if you know what you're doing with the Storm class, and you get hit by a strong rocket in a stun class, it will hurt a lot more because you practically get one-shotted by a Storm class, which is a little sad. Because I love the shock class. I PvP'd in a shock class, so I love it. I do love the class. It's just that, holy crap, they miss so much. They just suck at everything else. And yeah, guys, looks like I've run out of energy, but you guys should have a good idea on how the shock class works. The shock class is a very devastating unit that can kill and leave itself very protected with its 2 very powerful stuns. The stuns that they use are, of course, stun charge and stun dome. Keep in mind, 2 of those things are different. The stun charge will always come back faster than the stun dome, and it also has a speed activator to make those timers tick down a little bit faster. And if or most of the shock class in this game are probably carrying strong blasters. With that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this class breakdown of the stun class, one of my favorite looking ships and one of the most devastating PvPers in the game. And with that being said, guys, I will see you guys next time on Pirate Galaxy. I'll see you guys then.